Hey guys, welcome back to the CT Companion. Today we will be doing something a little different. The first few videos have been MMA. This one is going to be reviewing the Jason Love and Adam 22 boxing match that went down. So let's get right into it. No, I'm totally kidding. We are going to be reviewing Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez, previewing the second fight. I'm going to give my prediction on who wins, how I see it going down, what I think may be different from the first fight. First off, we got Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest fighters of all time, the greatest featherweight, probably top 10, maybe top 5 all time. Insane resume, beat Max Holloway 3 times, Brian Ortega, Korean Zombie, already beat Diego Lopez. Insane skill set, very versatile, can grapple, can strike on the feet, super fast, good movement, switches stances, defensively sound. And on the other hand, we have Diego Lopez. He's bounced back from his loss to Alexander Volkanovski. He beat Jean Silva in his last fight. That was a couple months ago. He's going to need to make some big adjustments in order to win this fight. The first fight was a 49-46 victory for Alexander Volkanovski. The line is pretty similar going into this one as it was going into the last one. Lopez is a little bit of an underdog, very close. People are thinking that this is going to be a close fight, apparently, according to the line. So, first, let's start off with Diego Lopez's keys to victory. I think that Diego Lopez really needs to be a little bit more Mexican in this fight. He needs to use that Mexican style. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he needs to be more pressure. He needs to get to the body. He needs to move forward. In the first fight, there was a lot of him feinting at range, moving his head on the outside, taking it slow, not really engaging. I called it Diego the Scientist. I didn't like that very much at all. He was getting jabbed up at range. He was getting hit with the low kicks. He was getting hit with kicks to the body as well. It wasn't going very well for him on the outside. And it almost seemed like Alexander Volkanovski started the combinations, started the exchanges as well in that first round. Diego, he needs to come out faster. Alex is coming off a little bit of a layoff. He hasn't fought since their last fight. Lopez has. I think he needs to come out a little bit hotter. I think he needs to put the gas on through the whole fight, try and really wear on Volkanovski, put some pressure on him, and just kind of try and break him, try and expose that chin, use his power, and nuke him out cold. He needs to use his grappling. He showed it a lot in the Jean Silva fight. One thing I think Lopez needs to do more of is throw more combinations. He was really throwing that sloppy, choppy right hook or right hand, almost an overhand from range. If you see this, he's kind of winding up by his chest. I know this is the Jean Silva fight, but he threw it a lot in the Volkanovski fight. He would lead with it sometimes, or he would go 1-2. He starts with it at his chest and he chops it. He misses Silva here, even though Silva was off balance when he threw it. It's really telegraphed. It's really slow. When he does land it, it hits hard, but it almost never lands and he gets countered off it a lot. I really want him to get away from that and just straighten that up, throw it a little faster. He has the power. He doesn't have to throw as hard. It's innate within him. He doesn't need to throw nukes like that. Watching the Jean Silva fight back, a lot of the things that Lopez was able to capitalize on was Jean Silva overextending. If you see here, this is the body lock takedown that he got off of Jean Silva's spinning back kick. This is Jean Silva missing a right hand. Lopez was able to get a body lock off of this as well and get the takedowns. And then obviously the spinning elbow was off of a Jean Silva missed left hook. He made an angle. He really capitalized off Jean Silva, which I almost want to say is going to go against him in this up-and-coming Volkanovski fight. Volkanovski's not going to make the same mistakes Silva does. He doesn't throw as hard. When he misses, he doesn't get out of position. I think the fact that he was able to counter off of Silva and his big swings and his big misses are actually going to do him a disservice because it's going to incentivize him to be a little bit it's going to incentivize the pacificity that kind of cost him the first fight, in my opinion. I think that this performance, he didn't really show the improvements that I wanted to see out of him that I thought could make the difference. Without making those improvements, what he would need to do is capitalize off of Volkanovski's weaknesses. Some of those being that when he throws that jab, you can see his right hand, he flares the elbow up a lot. I think he's liable to be hit on that to that liver off of the jab. Lopez is not a good kicker. He threw a bunch of wheel kicks in the first fight that were just atrocious. So the only way I could really see him capitalizing off that is to slip on the inside and rip that left hook to the liver. Volkanovski moves really fast. His jabs are really crisp and quick too. So it takes some immense timing skills. Not Silva, my apologies. Lopez, as I said in that Silva fight, did show some good timings off while being patient. So it is possible, but I'm not sure that he's going to be able to make that adjustment. Another thing that Lopez can do is, like he did in that first fight, is catch Volkanovski when he's moving backwards with his chin up retreating. He caught him in that, I believe, the second round with a big right that sat him down while he was moving backwards with his chin up. Volkanovski didn't see it. When he got back to the corner, he said, "What hit me?" It looped around the shoulder, hit him in the chin from the blind spot. It was one of the rare instances that chopping right hand did land, and it did sit him down. There is the potential for that to happen again. Volkanovski has been caught with his chin up. Obviously, against Topuria, that was AI, but if it were to happen like that AI video did, Volkanovski could get sat down. Now, as for Alex Volkanovski, he obviously won the first fight. For his keys to victory, I have using more grappling. I am aware that I said that Lopez needs to use more grappling as well. So it could be you could think that I'm a little bit of an idiot for saying that, but in the fight, Volkanovski was actually able to get to his wrestling. Against Jean Silva, all of Lopez's takedowns were off Silva mistakes, and as I said earlier, I don't think Volkanovski is going to make those mistakes. I thought that Volkanovski's grappling looked really good in that first fight, and I think he should use more of it. I expect to see more grappling from both sides, especially after Volkanovski got wobbled a few times. He's getting a little older. He needs to be more careful with his chin. Having more grappling in the fight would suit him as well. If he's able to get it down and lay on him and neutralize that power, that would play to his favor. Another thing that Volk needs to do is to stay at range, use that jab like he was before. That worked really well for him. The jab, the front kick, the calf kicks, moving around at range. He's so much faster and he's so much sharper, and he's got much better movement. Diego Lopez moves very linearly, and that really just suits Volkanovski. I know he's a little bit shorter, but the reach is only a 1-inch difference, and the speed is really on Volkanovski's side. The timing is on his side as well. The calmer, the more technical, the more boring this fight is, that suits Volkanovski. One of his keys to victory is definitely going to be keeping this fight boring. Another key to victory is going to be respecting Lopez's power, keeping his chin down, exiting off to the side. Don't exit with your chin up, straight back. That's what got him caught. Engaging in these firefights, that also got him caught. He got stung a few times in the fight. Keeping it at range, keeping the distance, those are going to be very big keys for Alex. That front kick was money for him as well. See here, he's throwing it with his hands down, like I said. He needs to keep his hands up when he's doing that. Lopez can counter off those. Lopez is going to need to find the opportunities, but Alex is just so great. Those moments are very few and very far between. Even when Volk was hurt in that first fight, he was able to outland Lopez off the back foot. In round 4, when he got rocked, he was retreating a bunch, but he was landing big combinations off the back foot, outlanding him, staying him. He would land 3 or 4 for every 1 or 2 that Lopez landed on him. It was a masterclass from Volkanovski in the first fight. I see the fight going the exact same way. I see another masterclass from Volkanovski. I think there's going to be a little bit more grappling from Volk. I think he's going to be able to use his speed. I think he's going to be able to use his movement. I think his chin is going to be refreshed. He hasn't fought since then. It's been 2 years since the Ilya fight. That was February 14th, 2024, and this is going to be January 31st, 2026, so almost 2 years to the date. And then obviously the Makhachev one, that was a few months before that, so his chin should be refreshed, rejuvenated. He's on a full camp. It's not short notice. I really think that all these things favor Volkanovski. If he was going to lose, it would be because Lopez is able to make it dirty, get on the inside, make it a brawl, but I just don't see that happening. I got Volkanovski winning this one by decision. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put out a full card prediction this Thursday coming up, so subscribe and stay tuned for that, and please give this video a like and have a great day.